5 and verse 24. Genesis 5 and verse 24. We're in a very, very interesting part of the book of Genesis. Vayithalek. Shanak et ha-Elohim. Vay'enenu. Ki lakak oto Elohim. All right. And walked, and kept on walking, third person masculine singular, Hithel, wow, consecutive and perfect. You can look that up on page 229, Brown Driver Briggs, by the way. Enoch. Enoch lived between 3382 and 3017 BC. You can look his name up on page 335. His name means one taught, initiated, tuition, accustomed to learn, a scholar, a teacher. And his name can be looked up on page 335. Et, sign of the direct object, page 84. Ha-Elohim. Et has the idea of with here. It's a sign of the direct object. With the God. Okay, with the God, Elohim. Va'i ne-nu. And he is what it says, not. And he not. Because he took him. All right? And because he took him, Elohim. He took him, Elohim. Okay? 5:24. Now, hello, Brother Randall. We're on 5:24.
Did you want me to read 5:24?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
We're going to go to 2 Kings 2:11 and 12. 2 Kings 2:11 and 12. Second Kings 2:11 and 12. We're going to see the rapture of Elijah. Now, this happened to Elijah also. Maybe I'll get there. Lots of pages in this Bible. 2 Kings 2:11 and 12 it says, Then it came about as they were going along and talking that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, horses of fire, which separated the two of them, and Elijah went up by a windstorm, is what it literally says, by a windstorm to heaven. And Elisha, now Elisha is Elijah's replacement. We have Elijah and Elisha, all right? And Elisha saw it and cried out, my father, the chariots of Israel and his horsemen, and he saw him no more. Then he took hold of his own clothes and tore them to pieces. All right. Now here we have what happened. And then it says, also took up the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and he returned and stood by the bank of Jordan, and he took the mantle that Elijah that had fell from him and struck the water, and said, where is the Lord, the God of Elijah? All right. And when he had struck the waters, they were divided here and there, and Elisha crossed over. All right. Now, Elisha parts the waters with basically the coat or the mantle or the serape of Elijah. But he's gone. Elijah's gone. The Bible says, by 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. Elijah and Enoch are a type of the rapture that's going to take place for us in 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. First Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. And the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, and the voice of an archangel, and with a shout And with the trumpet of God, and the dead shall in Christ shall rise first. Then those who remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and they shall always be with the Lord. This is the rapture of the saved at the end of the church age. Okay. Now let's go to Jude 14 and Hebrews 11 and verse 5. Jude 14 and Hebrews 11 and verse 5. Randall, which one are you going to go to?
I'll take Jude.
Okay, you got Jude, and then Hebrews 11. I'll do Hebrews 11. While you're getting, are you in Jude 14 already?
Jude 14. It was also about these men that Enoch, in the seventh generation from Adam, prophesied, saying, Behold, the Lord came with many thousands of his holy ones.
Okay. That's talking about Enoch prophesied that the Lord was going to come. He's going to come with his saints. And here we have it in the New Testament. We find out that Enoch's quoted many times in the New Testament. And then Hebrews 11 and verse 5 says, and I thought I was there, but I'm not. Hebrews 11 and 5 says, By faith Enoch was taken up, so that he should not see death, and he was not found because God took him up, for he obtained the witness that before his being taken up, he was pleasing to God. All right. Now what it's saying here is that we've got two guys in the Bible that didn't see death. And that's a type of the rapture. Now, a lot of people, good scholars, believe that Enoch and Elijah will be the two witnesses in the book of Revelation. But the two witnesses in the book of Revelation are going to have to die, aren't they? It says that they die. All right, now, if they are the two witnesses in the book of Revelation over here, it means they're going to have to die. Now, if they're a type of the rapture, do you think God's people, after they rapture, that they're going to have to die? That would do away with the type, wouldn't it? So I don't believe that. I don't think the two witnesses are Enoch and Elijah for that reason, simply for that reason.
Here's a question for you.
Yes.
Do the two witnesses even have to be human?
No, nobody says they have to be, but they will die.
They will die.
And I think they couldn't be an angel, or they couldn't die. So they'll have to be killed, and they'll be laid in the city, and they'll be broadcast all over the world, where the world can see them for 3 days. And then that God's going to put His Spirit back into them, and they're going to raise and walk around. Now, they could be a lot of people. When we covered the two witnesses in the book of Revelation, I think I had 11 or 12 different people who the two witnesses could be. And somewhere on the... remind me to give you those CDs today that I wanted to give you, Dr. Farrar. But somewhere in the lessons that I gave you in the book of Revelation, I taught on the two witnesses, and it was pretty good. Even back 30 years ago, I had my marbles in a row back then. All right. Now let's go to 525. 525. Genesis 5:25. We'll try to say these words. Baichi.
Baichi.
Metushalah.
Metushalah.
Shiva.
Shiva.
Yushimonim.
Yishimonim.
Shana.
Shana.
Yumiat.
Yumiat.
Shana.
Shana.
Violet.
Violet.
Et.
Et.
Lamech.
Lamech.
All right. Now we looked at the word Enoch there. Enoch means one initiated, teacher, one taught, a scholar, a learned scholar, accustomed to learning. And now we come over here to Metushalah, his son. Metushalah. Or Methuselah. And by the way, it's I have it spelled there for you. I believe it's spelled. Do I have it spelled in that text in Greek? Do I?
Just Methuselah.
Do I have it? I don't have it spelled in Greek for you.
We have it spelled in English.
Okay.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong one.
Well, it would be look like this if I had it spelled in Greek. Okay. Methuselah, that's how you say it. And of course Enoch Now, I've been trying to do this so you have it in both languages. Enoch. That's the way Enoch is spelled in Greek, so you can see it on the board. Methuselah and Enoch. All right? And we said how old Enoch was, how long he lived. By the way, he lived 365 years, a year for every day of the year. And 3382 to 3017 BC. Now let's look at Methuselah. Methuselah means man of the dark. It also means destined to die. It means a brief life. When he's dead, it shall come to pass. That's what his name means. All right, he lived 3317 to 2348 BC. And then it says, and lived, Tayah, all right, or Vaichi, and lived, and kept on existing. Methuselah, 780, Shana, and 100, Meot, Shana, years, and he begat at Lamech. Lamech. Let's look at what the word Lamech means. It means overthrower. Overthrow. It means king. It means powerful one.
Like king, did you say?
Lamech, king,
King.
or powerful one, overthrower. Jesus is the Lord of lords and kings of kings. Remember in the book of Revelation, we looked at that several times. Let me get my little paper out here. In Matthew 2:21, and 1 Timothy 6:15, John 12:15, and Deuteronomy 10:17, Revelation 19:16 and 17:14. It talks about Jesus as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. In Deuteronomy 10:17, it calls him Adonai Ha-Adonai, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. When they come to the name Jehovah, the Jews always say Adonai. They never speak the name Jehovah. It's unspeakable to them. All right. Lamech, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. 3137, 2360 BC. Lamech, 777 years is how long he lived. All right? 777 years. In John 12 and 15 it says, your king comes sitting upon a donkey's colt. Your king. Jesus is our king. And I talked about how the 10 first names of the Bible are inspired, and they typify the whole work, the propitiation, soteriology, the history of salvation from eternity to eternity. Lamech. By the way, you can look up Lamech on page 541 in Brown, Driver, Biggs, and you can look up Methuselah on page 607. Page 607.
Would you say how long Lamech lived?
777 years.
Well, on 5 and 28 in Genesis it says 182 years.
Yeah, that's when he had a kid, wasn't he?
I guess so.
Yeah, now we're
In
going to
honor of his
go.
son.
Well, let's go. We haven't got there yet, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Vaichi, 526. Vaichi. Methuselah,
Methuselah,
Acharei, Halavdov, Et, Lamech, Shikaim, Yushemonim, Shana, Yushiva, Meot, Shana Vayoldet, Vanim, Yuvanot. All right. Are you doing better at saying this? You're reading this better? That rabbi is helping you some, isn't he?
I know the alphabet, so that helps.
Yep, a little bit. Now, how I'm saying these is not 100% correct. That's just how I think it's supposed to be said in modern Hebrew. I'm not giving a whole lot of it to you. I mean, I could go right back and tell you how it says in biblical Hebrew, too.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, whichever way, you know. Wa-chi was how it would say, that's the first one, wa-chi. All right? Wa-chi. That's the way you'd say it. There isn't a whole lot of difference. Havlado, et Lamech, Shitayim, Yushimonim, Shana, Yushiva, Miot, Shana, Wayolet, Banim, Yuvanot. That's the way you say it in biblical Hebrew. How do you like that? Okay? Got her both ways now. I don't know anybody doing that around the world. Only one doing it as far as I know. Okay. And lived and existed Methuselah, destined to die after his begetting at Lamech. All right. Remember Lamech. Now we talked about him. Shitayim, 2 Yushimonim, and 80 Shana, Yushiva, and 7 Miot, 100 Shana years. And he begat Vayoled, V in Vayoled in modern Hebrew, Wayoled in biblical Hebrew. See the difference? Just a little bit. All right. Banim Yuvanot. And he begat, third person, masculine, singular, Hithael, wow, consecutive, and perfect. He kept on begetting Banim, sons, and Yuvanot, daughters. All right. I think we got all these names down. Lamech is on page 541 if you want to look it up. Methuselah on page 607. Now let's go to 527. 527. 527. Vayiyu. Or Wayiyu. Kol. Yamei. Metushalach. Tisha. Washishim. Biblical Hebrew. Vishishim. In modern Hebrew. Shana. Tisha. Viot. Shana. Wayamot or Vayamot. All right. Either way. And became. Third person masculine plural cal, well, consecutive and perfect. Page 224 is where that word is found. All right. Haya. All coal. Coal, all is in coal. All the days, Yami. All the days of Methuselah. Nine and 60 Shana years, Tisha and 9 Miot 100 Shana years Vayamot, and he died. All right, 969 years, and he died. And the year that Methuselah died, the flood came upon the earth. And of course, his all of his companions and contemporaries died before that, didn't they? Except for who? All right? Even Methuselah's son died. Okay? Even Methuselah's son died. Now let's go back. The word he died means he breathed out, by the way. He breathed out. Third person masculine, singular, calwell, consecutive, imperfect. He died and stayed dead. As simple as that. He died and stayed dead. 528 now. 528. Vaichi,
Vaitu,
Aichi,
Lamech,
Lamech,
Shitayim,
Shitayim,
Yushimonim,
Yushimonim,
Shana,
Shana,
Yumiot,
Yumiot,
Shana,
Shana,
Violet,
Violet,
Ben.
and
Ben. The name Ben, or Benjamin, it means son, by the way. Benjamin means son of the right hand. Vaichi, and lived at Lamech. Lamech means overthrower. Remember 3137 to 2360 BC. All right? Lamech. By the way, Lamech, I better write Lamech here up on the board so you can see that one. Lamech. This is in Greek. All right, that's what it looks like in Greek. You want to write it down in your books.
Jim, do you have a dark?
I don't have one.
It sure would show up better.
I know it would show up better, but I don't have one. I mean, I got a blue one, but it's not very good. See?
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
not a good
I'll
thing.
see if I can get you a...
Okay,
Okay,
all right,
I
let's
have a
go
black
on.
marker.
We got one back there, but it's a permanent marker. You got a black marker. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back over this stuff just a little bit. There's Lamech.
Yeah, that's more seeable.
Mathu, Salah, and Enoch. See that? All right. There we go. There are the names in Greek. That's the ones how they're written in the Septuagint. The Septuagint always looks like that. It's abbreviated like that, LXX. Okay? Which means 70. All right. Don't let me forget to give you back your marker. All right. Hand this to you also. Where did we finish? 528? All right, let's go back there. Vaichi, Lamech, Shitayim, and Yushimonim, Shana, Yumiot, Shana, Violet, Ben. And lived Lamech, all right, and lived Lamech 2 Shitayim 280 years and 100 years. All right. And begat, and kept on begatting, or begat a son here, a son. Now let's go find his name on 529. 529. We're getting over to some very interesting territory here. We're going to just about get into the 6th chapter, and just a few verses here. All right? Vayikra et Shemu, or Shemov in modern Hebrew. Noah. Noah. Let's look at Noah here. All right? Noah. That's it. Noah.
They spell a lot shorter in Hebrew than we do in English.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter than it's
It's a short name in English.
Noach. Noach. Noach in Hebrew. Lamar.
Lamar.
Zeh. And this is Yadne Cha Menu.
Yane Cha Manu.
Uh-huh. Or Le Cha Menu. Le Cha Menu. Ne. Yadne Cha Menu. Le Ne Cha Menu. That's kind of a hard word. By the way, there's another way to say it too. There is actually two. There's a different reading. And then we have Mem Ma Sanu. Mem Ma Sanu. You Metze Von.
You Metze
Von.
Is it?
Yade
God knew.
Men.
Men.
Ha-adamah.
Ha-adamah.
Asher.
Asher.
Uriah.
Uriah.
And then Jehovah. However you say that name. Hashem. Adonai. Halabar.
The name.
Yeah, or the name. Or the word. Okay, that's what it is. Vayikra, and called his name Noah. Noah. Can you say that? Kind of act like you're trying to spit something. Noah. Noah. That's right in your tonsils. Noah. Noah. Okay. Noah. Now Noah lived how many years? How many years did Noah live? 2498 to 1998. That's a long time, people. 950, and here's the 10th from Adam. And his name means peace and safety. If you're in Adam, or in Noah, in the ark, you were safe. If you're on the outside of the ark, judgment. All right? That's the way it is. And called his name Noah, saying, this one, he shall comfort us. Well, just look at that now. This one, he shall comfort us. Remember now, his father called him, and this one shall comfort us, bring us into safety from our work and from the toil of our hands, from the ground. He cursed Jehovah. Now, why did they have to work so hard to get food out of the ground? Remember why they had to work so hard?
Because of Cain.
Because of, not Cain. Cain was cursed. He was double cursed.
Yeah.
Noah was the 10th from Adam now. The curse of Adam's curse is still upon him. And God cursed Adam, cursed the ground because of Adam.
Yeah.
Okay? He cursed the ground because of Adam. Now let's go back and look at some of this now. Noah, his name you can look up on page 629. All right? Noah's name you can look up on page 629. In Brown, Driver, and Briggs. That's where you can find that name. Okay? Page 629. From his work. All right. 529. Now 5. Let me read this to you just a little bit. Here at the end of this. Noah was born 126 years after the death of Adam. I want you to remember this. Noah was born 14 years after the death of Seth. Noah was born 84 years. He was 84 years old when Enosh died. Noah was 26 years old when Kenan died. Noah was 236 years old when Mahalalel died. Noah was 366 years old when Jared died. And Noah was 84 years old when Enoch was raptured. So he knew Enoch. He knew of most of these people. And Noah was 600 years old when Methuselah died. Remember? Noah was 600 years old when the flood came, wasn't it? And Noah was 588 years old when Lamech died. And Abraham was 50 years old when Noah died. Abraham was 50 years old when Noah died. The Babylonians called Noah Chisthras, son of Olaertes. The Chinese called Noah Yahoo or Fohi. Other names for Noah are Prometheus, Deucalion, Atlas, Theuth, Inachus, Osiris, and Dagon, etc. There are many more names for. In every culture, even the American Indian has Noah. Did you know that? The American Indian knew Noah. Now, let's just think for a moment. Now, go back to Noah's time when the flood came. Now, we're jumping ahead a little bit because the flood's going to come. But where did all of the human race on this earth come from? To begin with, from Adam.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, Cain and all the other people died and were killed on that side of the flood. Okay? Now, Noah on this side of the flood, how many sons did he have, which we're going to get into? Ham, Shem, and Japheth, three of them. Every human on this earth comes from Noah. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So they knew all of the names. They knew who Noah was. Everybody knew who Noah was. Everybody in every culture has a universal flood of the earth. Everybody but the scientist and the anthropologist in America. That's the only ones that don't know that the flood happened and that it's universal. All right. And they all go back to Noah's sons. Are you getting cool in here? No? If you do, you can turn it down just a little bit. Vai Chi, or Vai Chi, 30.
35, 30.
30. 5 and verse 30. Wachi or Vai Chi, Lamech, Acharei, Holido, or biblical Hebrew, Holido. Et, Noach, Shemesh, Batishim, Shana, Vachana, Chamesh, that is, Miot, Shana, Violet, or Violet, modern Hebrew, Banim, Yuvanot. Okay, Yuvanot. All right, now let's go back and look at this. And lived, and kept on existing, and lived, Lamech, after his begetting, Noah. Noah lived 2948 to 1998 BC, remember. 590 years and 500 Shana years. Violed, and he begat Banim, sons and daughters. Now I want you to understand how many got on the ark. Now this is Lamech. All right? How many got on the ark?
8, 9, 8, and one of them was raptured.
Yes. Enoch went before the flood because he was raptured. All the rest of them died. Even the other brothers and sisters of Noah died. His own brothers and sisters didn't believe him.
And we know that there wasn't children that just were not counted. I mean, it was 8 people.
There was millions of people on earth at this time.
But do we know that there were children that got on the ark that just weren't counted because they, whatever reason?
No. No one else got on it. Well, Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth had sons. Now, they could have been pregnant on the ark. Maybe they even could have had kids while they were on the ark, but it says that it only named them when they left from the ark. So that's it. It named them. Okay?
But there were
Had
saved,
sons and daughters, but none of Noah's brothers and sisters even got on the ark.
and there were saved ones.
Maybe saved ones on the outside of the ark after the flood came. They were dying. Just like the tribulation period, it would be a type of the tribulation period. They were saved on the outside of the ark. Yet during the tribulation period, there's going to be thousands of people saved. But they're going to have to die during the tribulation period. If they were saved on the outside of the ark, then they had to die because they weren't in the ark, which is a type of the rapture. Okay? Look for a friend. Okay?
That's all.
All right. 5:31. 5 and verse 31. Vahi, or Wahi, Kol, Yameh, Lamech, Shiva, Vish, Wa, or Vishavim, Shana, Yushiva, Miot, Shana, Vayamot. Or Wayamot, one or the other. Okay? And became all the days of Lamech. All right? 777 years. 3 sevens, number of perfection. 75 years, and he died. Vayamot, and he died. All right. By the way, Lamech's name, you can look it up on page 541. 541. Lamech means King of Kings and Lord of Lords. All right? 32. Now, there's a lot of discrepancy with figures in the Bible when it comes to that. You can look at different timelines, and I mean to tell you, they'll give you all different kind of dates when Noah had his sons and daughters and stuff. Different times for Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Okay, it'll give you, some of them were born 1 year apart, some of them were born 100 years apart, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to be stickler on the dates on this. But Vahi, Noach, Ben, Shamesh, Miot, Shana, Violet, Noach, Et, Shem, Et, Cham, Viet, Japheth. All right. Now let's look at these. And became, third person masculine, singular, wow, consecutive person, peace and safety, Noah, the son, 500 years, and begat Noah. Now he was 500 years old when his first child was born. Okay? He was 500 years old when his first child was born, is what it says, basically. Okay? 500 years old. And now some people say, well, that's when the last child was born.
Yeah.
Okay? Then he had one every 100 years. One at 300, one at 400, one at 500. Yes, Marilyn.
And his wife could beget
Children.
at 500 years?
Yes. It's kind of like Elatika, my great-great-great-great-grandmother. She had 3 children after she was 50 years old. That's an absolute historical fact.
Well, I mean,
She was born in 1797, and my great-great-grandfather was born in 1848. Just figure that out. And then she had 2 of them out here, and one of her grandchildren is buried right out here, and maybe even Mississippi or Sippy. 1797 and 1848 when my grandfather was born, and he was the first child. How old is that? How old is she there?
Pretty old.
Huh? 51 years old. 51 years old there, and then he had Jesse, and she had Sippy or Mississippi after that. All right. She had children pretty old too. So I mean, it's not impossible. But we're going before the flood now. This is before the flood. That's unusual that a woman could have a child at 500 years old or 400. Of course, she could have been 100 years old, and Noah was 500. Okay? Wouldn't make any difference. We don't know how old Mrs. Noah was, do we? Doesn't say anything about her.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing much. Some statistics say that these births were 100 years apart. Some say that they were 1 year apart. Different ones, okay? Anyway, it said he was 500 years old when his first child was born here. And et Shem, okay, Shem, this is how you spelled it in Hebrew. Okay, I'm in Greek. I better erase some of this. All right, where can I erase? Right there. All right, let's look at this in Greek now. That's Shem, okay? Shem. Shem means what?
Name.
It means name.
Monument.
All right, name or monument. Or renown. Strong. Pharaoh. Okay? Ferocious. All of these names, that's what comes from Shem. And then Ham. Ham. Ham means dark, swarthy, dark. In other words, brown or bronze, whatever, black. That's what his name means. And let's look at Ham. Okay. This is it in Greek, like that. See that? That's Greek. That's Shem and Ham. Ham. All right. Now, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. There's a book by Arthur Costance, Noah's Three Sons. If you're really interested in the racial anthropology of mankind, you ought to read that. Arthur Costance, Noah's Three Sons. That has really meant a lot to me. The Jews, or the Shemites, have been very important in history. Those are the ones by which God made His name known. Okay? And the Hamites invented almost everything that's ever been invented. The dark races have invented almost everything that's been invented. Who invented gunpowder? The Chinese, as far as we know, and guns. Almost every invention, musical, the singers, building, all of this was from Ham. Okay, all of these people are from Ham. Writing, metal workers, blacksmith, metallurgy, chemists are all from Ham's descendants. Viat, Japheth, Japheth. Japheth, let's look at that word now. Japheth, right there. Japheth. Japheth, what does Japheth mean? All right. Japheth means extended or spread out or fair. Now here's where your Ku Klux Klan guys and all of your racially charged people go off. Spreading. They say the white races will overtake the world. They're supposed to. And they're supposed to use the Hamites as slaves. And of course the Shemites are the ones where the faith was supposed to come through. All right? Spread out or extended or fair. Now there is a lot of differences when these boys were born. Now some people say that Japheth was born in 2419 BC, Shem was born in 2417 BC, and that Ham was born in 2416 BC. But who knows? Okay? Shem is the one that we have history of. We know that. All right? Now, in a short nutshell, Arthur Costance came down to this when he studied the three races of mankind. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. He said the Hamites invented everything. All right, you listening? Hamites invented everything that was ever invented. The Japhethites perfected it, and the Shemites made money on it. And boy, I mean to tell you, now that's real short and kind of funny, but I'm going to tell you it's an absolute fact. That's exactly what happened. All right. Here we are, 6 and 1. Genesis 6 and 1. And I think this is where we're going to stop today. Right here is where we're going to stop. Maybe. We got a few minutes to go. Vayhi.
Vayhi.
Ki.
Ki.
Hekel.
Hekel.
Ha'adam.
Ha'adam.
Mero.
Mero.
Al. Panei.
Panei.
Ha'adamah.
Ha'adamah.
Yuvanot.
Yuvanot.
Yuledu.
Yuledu.
Lahem.
Lahem.
All right. And came to pass, and became, third person masculine singular, Calwell, consecutive and perfect, from Hayah, page 224. When he began or started, all right, started, this word started there, began. to profane. And began or started to profane. Pollute. The word is also pollute. You can look this up on page 320 in Brown, Driver, and Briggs, by the way. Third person masculine, hifel perfect. It means they started and began and attempted to and polluted the mankind. What's it say there in your translation, Brother Randall?
In the American Standard?
Yeah.
Now it came about when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them.
Okay. They started to multiply and profane and pollute the mankind. Pollute. Why do we have the ocean?
Clean up the earth.
To clean up the air, what man pollutes. If we didn't have the ocean, man would have destroyed this earth so many years ago. Why do we have the wind currents? To clean the earth. To be many, to multiply. El Panay upon the faces of the earth. And daughters, you Banot, and daughters, you Lati, you Ledu, and daughters were born. They were born, third person, plural, consecutive plural, cal, passive. To them. Daughters were born to them. The humanity has been spread all over the earth now. And daughters were born to them. These daughters. Remember, a woman can have 1,000 children. There was a lot of people on the earth. Let's go ahead and do 6 and 2.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is good. We'll get started on it. We may have to go back and do some more on it.
Yeah.
See there, you would have missed this tonight.
Mm.
Vayiru.
Vayiru.
V'nei.
V'nei.
Ha Elohim.
Ha Elohim.
Et.
Et.
Benot.
Benot.
Ha Adamah. Ha Adam, that is.
Ha Adam.
Ki.
Ki.
Tavot. Henah. Vayikchu. Lahem. Nashim.
Nashim.
Mikol.
Mikol.
Asher.
Asher.
Bachare. Bacharu, that is.
Sharu. Okay.
All right.
Here you go.
And saw and kept on looking at sons of God, of the God, sons of the God. Now, this term, Jude 14 and 2 Peter 2 and 5, Numbers 2 and 5, 1 Peter 5 and 8, Deuteronomy 9 and 2, and 128 and 428, and even the book of Job tells about these sons of God. Okay? And saw the sons of God, sons of the God. All right? Who do you think this is, Brother Randall?
I don't know. It could be angels, fallen angels. It could be. I got some other ideas.
Yeah.
A couple ideas that might make people think I'm a quack.
Uh-huh. Well, just spit them out.
Could be some alien creatures.
Yeah.
Is the name, well...
Sons of the God. God made them. Whoever these are sons that God made. And usually the sons of God spoken of in the Bible are angels. Created beings. Okay? Created beings. And angels look like what when people see them?
They look like men.
They look like men. All right? And in the book of Genesis, when these sons of God or angels went into the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, What did these sodomites want to do to the angels?
Tried to use them.
They wanted to make love to them or have sex with them or molest them sexually. Intimately know them. Experience them. All right? And they weren't there to do that, were they? They struck them blind. And then God rained fire down upon them and destroyed them. 2 Peter 2 and 5, Job 1 and 6. Look at Job 1 and 6. Let's go to Job 1 and 6 and look at this. There's a lot of things we got to look at this verse here. Job 1 and 6, the book of Job. Job, the book of Job. J-O-B is Job, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. Who were the sons of God here?
All angels.
These are the angels. All the angels. And Satan came with them too.
All the angels?
All the angels came. All the angels were there. And the sons, let's see what it says. And there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. This is probably all the angels, okay? And Satan, the opposer, the adversary, his other name was known as what in times past?
Lucifer.
Lucifer. Came also among them. And then we have what happened here. Now 1 Peter 5 and 8. Let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 8 and look at that. 1 Peter 5 8.
Got it.
We're going to see where it is. Are you there?
Be of sober spirit, be on the alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour.
Okay, now that's what he does. That's what he was doing to Job. And he is an angel, isn't he? Lucifer or Satan is an angel. He's a fallen angel. Okay? Now let's go to some other places. That's 1 Peter 5 and 8. How about Numbers 2 and 5? Numbers. Leviticus and then Numbers 2 and 5. Let's see what Numbers 2 and 5 says. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay.
Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Achazar, and the leader of the sons of Achazar, Nathaniel.
Issachar.
Issachar?
Uh-huh.
Nathaniel, the son of Zuar.
Okay, now this word, the sons of there,
Son of, yeah.
that's, man is the son of God, and angels are sons of God. Angels are specified as sons of God, just like we have sons, or we have children. I have sons. I have sons. And the sons of God are specifically known of as angels. Okay, as angels. Same term, sons of.
Could sons of God then be a term that's specified for creatures that God made in His own image?
Angels we know are made in somewhat the image of God. They're very powerful. They cannot be killed. They're eternal from the time they were created.
So there's a guardian angel?
Yeah, we have guardian angels, probably from our guardian angels, I believe, are from Lucifer's realm, because they were the material realm and they guard us, okay? And then Deuteronomy, did we get Deuteronomy? Okay. What word was we in Deuteronomy? We were in Numbers, weren't we?
We were in Numbers 2:5.
Okay. Okay, Deuteronomy 9 and 2. Let's see what it says there. Deuteronomy 9 and 2.
Got it.
All right. Now, these guys are Nephilim. Okay? These are Nephilim. What does it say there, Brother Randall?
A people great and tall, the sons of the Anakim, whom you know and of whom you have heard it said, who can stand before the sons of Anak?
Okay. Numbers 13:33. Number 13:33.
Got it.
You got that number 13:33?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what it says there.
There also we saw the Nephilim, sons of Anak, and part of the Nephilim. And we
Okay.
became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and we were in their sight.
Okay, now this is the Nephilim, and they're sons of Anak. So these two scriptures, these scriptures are related, aren't they? Because we know the sons of the Enoch are also Nephilim. Okay, Nephilim. Nephilim means the fallen ones. That's what it means, the fallen ones. All right, the fallen ones. Now let's go to, let's see, 2 Peter 2 and 5. 2 Peter 2 and 5, and then Jude. 2 Peter 2 and 5 and Jude 14. Second Peter 2 and 5. I don't think we covered that one yet, did we? 2 and 4.
And what was that, Jude?
Okay, 2 and 3. Let's go to 2 Peter 2 and 3. Randall, go ahead. And Jude 14.
And in their greed, they will exploit you with false words. Their judgment from long ago is not idle, and their destruction is not asleep. For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but cast them into hell and committed them to pits of darkness reserved for judgment, and did not spare the ancient world, but preserved Noah, the preacher of righteousness, with 7 others, when he brought a flood upon the world of the ungodly.
All right. And he condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to destruction later on. And I believe one of the reasons that they were condemned to destruction was because what they did with angels. Marilyn, are you in Jude?
Jude and
Jude number 14.
14, yes.
Yes.
It was also about these men that Enoch, in the 7th generation from Adam, prophesied, saying, Behold, the Lord came with many thousands of his holy ones.
Okay, now go up to verse number 13.
Wild waves of the sea, casting up their own shame, like foam, wandering stars, for whom the black darkness has been reserved forever.
Wandering stars.
Mhm.
All right, the angels are sometimes called stars also, aren't they? Wandering means fallen stars, fallen angels. Okay? Fallen stars or fallen angels. Look at this. And saw the sons of God, the daughters, the daughters of the mankind. They saw the daughters of mankind that are because beautiful, pleasant, provoked. Pleasant or beautiful, page 373 if you want to. Now if you want to go back to the sons of God and all I said, we gave you all the stories about that. Okay? And then they were beautiful, they were comely, they were handsome, they were good. Kale in Greek, kale, good, kale. All right. Pleasant. They, Penah, Vayikra, Vayikchu, and they took and kept on taking for themselves Nashim, wives, Nicole, from all Esher which they kept on choosing. Or they had chosen, that is. They had chosen. Charu. They had chosen. They kept on taking wives. Now, what does the word wife mean? Or woman? Out of man. Out of man. That's what it means, out of mankind. Now, these angels, evidently, kept on picking beautiful women. All right? They kept on picking beautiful women. And that's where we're going to quit right there. Previews of coming attractions. Next week. All right, next week. We don't get the rest of it until next week.
So we'll start on 6
6 and 3.
Yeah, we'll have to include what the book of Enoch says about them.
Yeah. What is the day? The 18th.
18th.
All right. Now, I hope that you enjoyed your lesson tonight. We'll get started there, and we'll talk more about the sons of God and the daughters of mankind. The sons of God and the daughters of mankind. You know what I think I did here a few times? I bumped this microphone when I made noises on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Because I bumped it when I put my pen back in my pocket. All right. Well, you have any questions? These are definitely aliens, aren't they? These sons of God.
Not man.
They're not mankind.
Not mankind.
They're not mankind. All right. And they took wives, and evidently these became the Nephilim, which is going to tell us plainly that they became the Nephilim. All right? It's really, if you read the Hebrew, it's pretty plain what took place here. All right?
Is that in the book of Enoch?
It's in the book of Enoch, but it's also in all the places that we look today.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the book of Peter, 1st and 2nd Peter, the book of Jude, all right, the book of Revelation, the book of Job, in Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua. We could have gone to a lot of different places where it was. I mean, there's lots of verses that we could have covered. But I think we covered enough to firmly fix that in your mind, I believe. All right. Let's go out and do something eternal. Okay? Brother Randall, we dismiss us in prayer, please, brother.
Our God and Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for the ability to study what you have for us in your revelation of yourself. Thank you for Jennifer and helping us teach. We pray for our health concerns, Lord. We have many who have issues. And in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. Was that an exciting class, brother?